Hey folks, and welcome to the latest video in the Rhapsody Power Pack series. I'm Andy Lapping, and in this video I'll show you a configurable replacement for the Add New menu. Now this one is primarily aimed at those of you who have your own custom profiles, and the premise is simple. Instead of the Add New menu, give your users a dashboard to add new elements. Now there are fundamentally two kinds of dashboard that you might create, static or dynamic. Let's take a look at static first. Here in this Star Wars profile, I have various new term stereotypes, and those stereotypes may have owners and aggregates properties to constrain where those elements are allowed to live in the model. If I select this Star Wars model package and then click the model element dashboard icon here on the toolbar, then I get a dashboard showing the elements I can add. Hovering over a cell presents a tooltip, which might be simple text, or as in this case, a rich HTML-based tooltip. So your users have some idea of what these elements are for, something you just don't get with the Add New menu. Now, based on the owners and the aggregates properties, only some of these elements are eligible to add to a Star Wars model package. The others are grayed out. For example, I can only add a mission or a mission diagram to that package. If I click mission diagram, then that diagram is added. Now notice the lock symbol here. This dashboard is locked to the package I started from. So if I click another button like mission, that too will be added to that package. If I add another mission, again it's added to that same package. Now that works much like Rhapsody's pin in its features window. So if I unlock this dashboard, then it will follow my context. If I select a mission in the browser, then the availability of the elements I can add changes. If I select that package, they change again. If I click mission to add a new one, that adds it and changes context to it. So now I can add something to that new model element. Now that's a static dashboard in the sense that the cells themselves don't change. They always show Clone Trooper, Jet Trooper and so on. Only their availability changes depending on the current context. It does support multiple dashboards per element though. For example, if I select mission, then the dashboard gives me the option to switch to an alternative dashboard for that element type. Now let's see a dynamic dashboard. If I select this automotive package and invoke the dashboard, there are all the elements I can add to an automotive package. If I unlock the dashboard and then add a car, now that car's added and I get a completely different dashboard for that kind of model element. If I add an engine, then I get a different one again. Now another approach we can take there is to have multiple dashboards. For example, let's launch a new dashboard from that package, but this time in the options menu, I'll select use new dashboard. Now I can leave this one locked to that package, and if I add a car, then I'll get a second dashboard locked to that new car. If I create an engine, again, I'll get a new dashboard, and of course we can have as many of those as we want, locked or unlocked. Now it doesn't have to be your own profiles or even new terms. For example, if I open a dashboard for this package, then I get a simple sysml dashboard with a block, an event, a requirement and high priority requirement. Well, why high priority? Well, the dashboard can also apply stereotypes when an element is created. Now, you can even invoke your own custom automations on the new element, giving you a very powerful and very flexible way of adding new model elements. You can define your own dashboards with your own layouts, color schemes, even fonts. How is it done? Well, as you might expect, it's all done right here in Rhapsody, and we'll cover it in the next video. But that's it for this one. Over the course of the series, we'll explore the rest of the Rhapsody Power Pack features that will greatly improve your Rhapsody user experience. So please do subscribe if you want to be notified as those videos get published. But for now, thanks for watching.